On the morning of July 24, 2024, the village of Brantham, Suffolk, stirred like any other day. But for one family, and soon for an entire nation, that morning would become unforgettable, for reasons both heartbreaking and horrifying. This is the story of Anita Rose, a devoted mother, a loving grandmother, and the shocking crime that took her life. She set out before dawn, taking her spaniel Bruce for a walk along a familiar path. 4 days later, Anita Rose would be gone, her life stolen in a brutal, random act of violence. The killer was a fugitive, Roy Barclay, a man with a violent past who had lived off-grid for years, blending into the shadows. But what really happened on that quiet summer morning? How did police catch a man who tried everything to vanish without a trace? And how do Anita's loved ones keep moving forward after an unthinkable loss? It was just after 5 a.m. Anita Rose, known for her warmth, her laughter, and her devotion to her 6 children, left her house to walk Bruce, her Springer Spaniel. She didn't know it, but someone was watching from the fringes of the village. A man who had cultivated an existence in hiding. By 6:25 a.m., Anita's walk would take a tragic turn. She was found by a passing cyclist, unconscious, gravely injured, and almost unrecognizable. The lead from Bruce's collar was wrapped around her leg. The emergency services rushed her to Addenbrooke's hospital, but the injuries were catastrophic. Anita was a devoted mother, her family's heart and soul. She was 57, beloved by friends and neighbors, and just beginning to enjoy a new chapter with her children grown. She was eagerly awaiting the arrival of her newest grandchild, a joy she was cruelly denied. Jessica Cox, Anita's daughter, shared how, "In the hospital bed, she didn't look like my mom anymore. We spent 4 days as a family, watching her slip away. He's not only taken my mom's life, but also taken everything from us. It keeps me up at night." Suffolk Police launched a major investigation. They knew they were dealing with a violent, senseless attack, one without an obvious motive. Detectives spoke to thousands of local residents, gathering statements, searching for any clue that could explain who would commit such a brutal act. Over 700 hours of CCTV from 140 different cameras across Brantham and Ipswich were examined. The lead detective explained that at first, there was no clear suspect. No one had seen anything. But we were determined to find the person responsible. No matter how long it took, for months, police had no name. But slowly, evidence grew. The killer had been living off-grid, evading capture for 2 years. He used wilderness survival tricks, built hidden camps, avoided phone and bank usage, and even showered at a nearby sewage works in the dead of night. This was Roy Barclay, a man with a dangerous past and a chilling similarity to an earlier crime. With no eyewitnesses, police relied on forensic science. They used DNA, Anita's possessions found at 2 separate camps, and close analysis of all available footage painted a damning picture. CCTV caught Barclay in the area, disposing of Anita's phone and personal items. His appearance had changed. He shaved his head and altered his clothing, desperately trying to outrun justice. Detective Chief Inspector Matthew Connick said, "Barclay was a deceitful, violent man who lived off-grid in solitude." 3 days after the attack, he left Anita's phone in Ipswich, enabling it to fall into the hands of others. This ultimately led to his downfall, with further CCTV being obtained capturing his actions. In October 2024, a chance encounter finally brought justice closer. Barclay was stopped by police in the village. He gave false information, but was photographed. Detectives matched the distinctive backpack he carried with the man seen on CCTV disposing of Anita's phone. The walls closed in. When Barclay was arrested, his camps revealed chilling trophies: Anita's pink jacket, her door key, and her phone case. The trial lasted 6 weeks. Family, friends, and countless community members followed every day with aching hope and dread. Barclay never explained his actions. He declined to testify, never speaking to Anita's family, never showing remorse. The presiding judge, Martin Levitt, described Barclay's personality and character as making him a very dangerous man. So little is known about you or your motive for killing Anita. On July 9, 2025, the verdict was delivered, guilty of murder. On August 6, Roy Barclay was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum term of 25 years. For Anita Rose's family, it was a measure of justice, but unending grief. Jessica Cox spoke to the court, saying, "We've had to experience the horror of hearing what he did to her. I don't believe he has shown any remorse. I believe he is cunning and enjoyed what he has done. He has not answered why he did what he did." Marquise, Anita's son, said, "Nothing will ever be the same again. I feel broken since my mother's death." Anita Rose was so much more than a name and a headline. She was a mother, a grandmother, a friend, and the heart of her family. Her death, random and vicious, has left deep scars, but her memory endures. Jessica Cox calls for changes, saying, "We need to make sure that our communities are safe and that people are monitored, that criminals are taken back to prison when they break the terms of their probation. There's too much at stake and our communities need protecting." Thank you for watching, and please remember to respect the victims and communities affected by these tragic events.